Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Now, I presume most of you are here because you've heard of this wonderful video game called Blueprints, but you don't know what it's about. I think that's a fair opinion to have because its name doesn't really do a very good job of explaining what this wonderful game is. So, to give you the tagline the best I can, this is a puzzle-based game with a randomizer element with daily resets. I know that doesn't really make a ton of sense off the top because it's very unique in its own way, but this is a bit of a show and tell, so let me kind of show you a little bit of what I mean. So for starters, we got to dive into a bit of lore. So if you click on this letter, which you'll see at the beginning of every run, open only in the event of my death. Sorry to let you know, but your grandfather has died. Now, the upside to this terrible situation is that in his will, he has gifted you, his grandson, a challenge. If you are able to find the hidden 46th room in his 45 room estate, it's yours. Pretty simple. If you go into this letter, I'll let you read the lore on your own, but we're going to stop here on this rules part. First rule is no tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. You can't do it anyway from a video game perspective. It's just a lore rule, if you will. Second one, tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate. The English translation for this is any items or tools you find throughout the course of your run, and every run is a day, you basically don't get to keep for the next day. And then the last one is you may not stay overnight. English translation, to beat this game, you have to do a full run in one day. It's not necessarily your first day, but it has to be done in one day. So again, I'll let you dive into the lore on your own, so read that as you will, and on your first day you get to also pick up this blueprint. Now, if you see this, you hit the tab in order to use it. Here is your blueprint. As I said, 45 rooms, 9 tall, 5 across. You can see you are down here in the entrance hall, and by logical extension, you're trying to get up here to the antechamber. Now, I have not beat this game, so I don't know if that's what you actually have to do, but that is still my focus, is to try to get into the antechamber. Trust me, it's a lot more difficult than it looks. Well, how do I do that? Well, it seems pretty simple. You got door 1, door 2, door 3. Take a look at your blueprint. Well, you know, door left, door right, door straight. Oh, I got to go and fill out this area and figure out how to get there. Now, these rooms are not stacked, and that is the randomizer element. So when you go to a door, you click on the door, you are presented with 3 choices. Now, each of these choices are unique and good in their own way. The hallway, as you can see, if I hit the tab, you'll see in the bottom corner kind of a little version of my blueprint shows up. That gives me the most exit, so I can go straight through to the far left edge of the map. I can go up to take me to the 2nd level, and then of course the third door is the door that I'm walking in. Now, if I choose the bedroom, I get this bonus. Whenever you enter this room, you get 2 steps, and I'll get into steps in a second. But I got 1 less door, so I can go north, but I can't actually go through. So I get a bit of a trade-off. And then for closet, well, you get 2 items. And as you read from that note, items are important. Whatever items you get on that day, you can only use on that day. That's great, I can get 2, but you can see there are no exits from this room. So you basically would be walling yourself off. Now, make your choice. Once you get in this selection menu, you can't exit out, so you've got to make a choice. For just explanatory reasons sakes, I'm going to choose closet because this will allow me to show you items. But you walk in and, oh my god, there's nowhere else to go. Well, I got items. So the first item here is a key. And this one in particular is a silver key, which is a special key. You can read the description there. Most of the keys you'll come across are generic keys, but this one just happens to be silver. And then the other item in here is a gem. Now, throughout the course of the game, you will be collecting keys, you will be collecting gems, you will be collecting coins or money, and some other little things like dice to help you re-roll your choices of room. But you'll see in the top left corner, my step counter went from 50 to 49. Well, what's that about? Steps are not the amount of steps your character takes, but the amount of rooms that you enter. So as I entered this closet, I used one of those steps, and I now am down to 49. Well, I've just dead-ended myself, so I got to step out of this room, and as you see, I walk back into the hall, that number drops to 48. So you got 48 room transitions to basically complete your day. Now, you saw in that bedroom, one of those options was to add 2 steps to your counter. So The logical explanation here is you will always be able to add to that counter by a variety of different means. I won't get into the specifics. The bedroom was just one of those means. And again, the whole goal is to get up to that antechamber in order to get in. Now, as you raise up the levels in this map, things get more and more difficult, and the pool of rooms that you get to choose from changes as you go higher and higher. The lower level ones are usually quite simple, very static, and they often have unlocked doors. But as you go up further and further into the map, doors become locked and it becomes a lot more difficult to move around. So in general, you want to collect as many keys and gems and coins on the lower levels as possible so that the upper levels become less difficult. All right, I'm not going to dive into the specifics of this game. There's a lot to it. The lore is fantastic. Please give it a try. Highly recommend this game. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you again soon.